Alright, hey everyone, Wanderbots here, and welcome back to Pyre. Sorry for the delay between episodes. Weekends are kind of rough around here, because I'm always working on D&D stuff, and Shell has started a series on Riven. She's been running through the Mist games, and unfortunately...
There's so much of my childhood.
Yeah, between all the technical problems and scheduling issues, we simply did not have time to record more of this. So, did we do anything? I think we talked to Sir Gilman. Yeah.
Yeah, he's uncharacteristically quiet after Rookie. Okay.
Yeah, he's just saying that, like, he's dedicated to the plan now. I always forget it doesn't save after we do these. Okay, and then there's the Withdrawn, which we already know about.
We already read, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Worshippers. Okay.
Okay, so we're good to go.
Can we check the, like, the plan standings?
Sure.
And we have read this one. This is about Trieste.
Yeah, sure.
That one was when she was talking about how everyone should have, like, unity and stuff.
Yep.
So it looks like the Essence is coming up in the standings. Our defeat of, like, us defeating the Dissidents only put them down a peg.
Yeah, it doesn't put them down by much. What puts them down the most is losing
a right.
Yeah, the Rite of Liberation. That sets them back to 0. So it's going to be a while before we fight the Tempers again. Which I'm fairly certain will probably mark the end of the game. I think going up against the Tempers as the Rite of Liberation, I think that'll actually be the last Rite of Liberation that we do in the entire game.
It all depends on what we choose, right?
No, I don't think there's any way that we could mess with the standings enough to make the Tempers show up earlier. I think when we fight the Tempers one last time, there will be some kind of story thing. And
well,
that'll be
do you think
everybody.
We want to pursue the Harpies storyline?
No.
No, I'm not saying do it now. I'm saying, like...
Well, I think it really depends on who we're up against.
Whoa. Like, didn't we talk with Barker or face them earlier? And then we fought them again as... No, we fought the Withdrawn as the final. Right?
Yeah, we had taken out Barker beforehand.
So I'm thinking we have to fight the Essence once.
Yeah, so I was thinking we'd fight the Essence before the Rite of Liberation, though.
We have to.
Yeah, because I don't think that storyline's cooked yet, mainly because I haven't been using Tamitha at all.
You mean Tamitha?
Is it? Sorry. They're sisters with the same name.
Tamitha. She's
okay.
Tamitha.
Well, let's continue our journey.
Alright, we're just going to the Moonlight alcove.
So, small landing on the dark side of the Sacred Mountain. Volford indicates you can wait for the next cycle of rites here. There we go.
You once again find yourself amid the hidden splendors of the Moonlight alcove. Here you can await a time until the stars deign to shine on you again. It's the reading! Oh no!
So we don't have anybody to talk to, so I guess... Oh, wait, we have one last thing to... Yeah, there we go. Down
a berry.
Bide your time. We've returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then. There's something I must do.
There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more wait the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood for almost 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volford requests everybody to convene. You understand that he has an announcement of some sort. Soon, everyone is assembled, and Volford regards the group.
Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them?
He lets the question hang a moment in the air.
Man, I'm sleepy. I'll tell you what I see in all of you, in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our commonwealth. My observation does not come from the pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we are now a part. The exiles liberated through the rites went on to found the commonwealth, based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people shall all see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative. On behalf of Molten Melith, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed.
So, yeah, he is asking for a bog witch to join.
Yeah, so we're gonna go get Big Bertha. So Molten Melith, 4th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Impassioned, or the Wild Witch, the mistress of fire and dust, claimed she could shatter the world with a flick of her wrist.
He motions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away.
It is my pleasure to introduce you to a dear old friend of mine who I believe you've just met. Or I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwing, Gertrude.
Who I believe you just met. That was really funny. The bog dweller called Big Gertrude utters something guttural by the way of greeting. We are to understand that ye require further aid from us.
Yes, dear Gertrude, the time has come. Gertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist who I've ever met. You will soon find she knows much about the rites as well.
Do you remember if I didn't use, like, the other bog witch voice for her? I'd use, like, a deeper, hissier version, but it's hard.
I don't remember. If you want to, you can go back and prime yourself on it, because she's going to be a more common character from now on.
Gertrude looks to you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten ye, apparent. Everyone is silent as Gertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word.
Please excuse Gertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it.
Everyone disperses. It seems now the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Gertrude joined the group. You sense her powerful presence.
Welcome her aboard. Now then, my boy, perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more, up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning it is time we got back to business.
Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and stormy sky. You are yawning up a storm.
I am so tired, I have no idea why.
Probably because I woke up early.
Yeah, you did wake us up real early. So choose your path toward salvation. You have this habit where whenever you're excited about something, you wake up early to tackle it.
You're the one that kept us up late last night.
True. I had Persona to record. But she'll get up no matter how tired she is and like is super jazzed about it, and I'm still asleep.
If I have something that I am like really ambitious about, I will get it done.
So we can go after Dalbert,
the Chastity,
Tinderstaff, or the Accusers.
Well, I don't like the Accusers, and I don't like the Chastity. So I'd say one of those two.
Okay.
Because I think we've done what we can with the dog, and I also don't want to like constantly beat him down every time, or else he's never gonna get higher up in the ranks.
Let's go up against Tinderstaff, just because fighting him in the liberation rites when he's at his hardest is probably going to be the biggest problem.
Okay.
It's still weird that centaur unicorn lady has boobs. It's just weird. Ah, the chastity and old Manley. He is without shame. the product of corruption that now festers in the Commonwealth.
You and Wolford then go over what he knows about your next adversary. H. Manley Tinderstoff. The offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist, he was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he soon was offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his fame and status. One day, he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manley was very disappointed by all this, but soon saw it as an opportunity, for he knew well that, in the inner circles, there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Wakingwood. He finagled his way into the Triumvirate using his well-worn skills. He in turn convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence. Once he secured a way back to his home, he continues making hollow promises.
Our plan is going to prevent such characters as Manley from coming to power. Mark my word, for now, we ought to prepare to seek the stars again with adequate night's rest.
You bid Wolford a good night and take your leave. It is too late now to prepare for flight, so you arrange to depart first thing in the morning.
I guess I should have paid a bit more attention to the planner. Oh well. Anyway, so we've got Gertrude's decks, unusual etched cards, depicting the greater titans. Probably for curses and enchantments.
She seems to have something. Okay. You find Big Gertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change.
Such a clutter. Added to this wagon, since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flagging hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred.
She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs can induce paralysis, or worse.
Southern Bogs, a distant region of the Commonwealth, left well alone despite technically being part of the nation. The cold and forbidding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sar, colloquially known as the Crones.
Huh, so they're called the Sar.
Sar.
Funny. Now, are her horns real or spectral? Also, she has like more of a Medusa's...
They look spectral, I don't know.
That one such as thee can extract meaning from the tome. 'Twas a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has been but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites.
She then backs away, for someone else has joined you.
Hail, Gertrude, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require?
Nah. We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present.
It is possible that Wolfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some.
That would be agreeable with us.
Then after you, madame.
As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Maybe he was trying to save you there.
It's the Rites of Flame.
In the words of Soliam Murr.
Last of his name. With these blackened nails I do hereby inscribe the Rites of Flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We, the 8, decree the rites a test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return to whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Oh, we have another one.
More entries? Oh.
Celestial structure. In the words of Soliam Murr, last of his name. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows.
Soliam Murr.
Oh, this is Soliam Murr. Sorry, I was thinking of
Sklorian?
Loose Glorian. The essential structure of the rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars, within the dark of night shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition, far enough afield, beside their consecrated pyres, symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one, to determine their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whosever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse.
So that's just them talking about the laws they've written.
Searching the stars.
Also
Still
Soliam.
Soliam Murr. We, the 8, have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest. Upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed on your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on.
What happens when, like, 2 different groups choose the same person to fight?
They can't.
They can't.
Stars. The stars guide them. We're the only people that get a choice-ish, maybe? I don't know. Jesus Christ, how many journal entries do I have to read?
Also Soliam Murr.
It's all Soliam Murr. It's Soliam Murr all the way down. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark ere the stars align. The exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Alodiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, and consecrate the grounds using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom, so we may yet have ours. The heavens shall respond when all is set."
So there are 40 books? Then how many of them do we have? Looks like we have at least 2. Weren't there several more cluttered there before they were
Well,
put
there's
away?
4 more right here.
Oh,
I think
really?
there's one for every character, for every person that we come across. Let's see. So we've got 3, 6, 8.
We don't steal them.
No, but so there's 8 teams plus us.
Oh, right.
Each exile gets a book.
Everyone holds a book. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So there are a couple of bonus loose ones hanging out around, which is interesting.
Or
I don't
people
know.
have stacked them there and
True.
they don't want to use them.
Yeah, I don't know.
More? Also in the words of Soliam Murr.
The law of 3.
Oh no, is this going to be the Sith?
During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith, and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking in experience may designate a reader whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path towards enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom.
also, in the words of
burning
Soliam,
pyre. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently
you could have done this episode
prepared,
almost all on your own.
and thus the two opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed, before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame.
Alright, I think I think this episode might just be, in the words of Soliam Murr, last of his name. Because I'm gonna my jaw hurts now. Because I'm like kind of yeah. So the aura, in the words of Soliam Murr, the last of his name. Exiles bearing the raiments and this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Seek the pyre's light, and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book.
Is he just highlighting all the rules of the game?
More or less. The rules of engagement. The celestial orb.
As the two flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. But one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the raiments, and this book bestows the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the three in a triumvirate. It seeks the grasp of whoever acts among the three. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It is to be cast into the flame.
Well, you want to go start on pancakes while I finish this off?
Is this going to be the episode?
This is going to be the episode. Talking hurts. Because of the way I'm, like, enunciating and stuff. It's like, bleh, 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 bleh.
Well, why did you make that voice for him?
Because he's the Emperor. It's like my modified Palpatine voice, but slightly different.
In each rite, we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path towards enlightenment shall, at times, be struck by an epiphany, and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst these blessings we bestow. Thus you may yet achieve your potential, and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance at freedom. Then, the cycle shall begin anew.
It's still going.
Liberation. The liberation rite takes place at the fall of Soliam, under a blooded moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These two triumvirates shall pass through the scribe's gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance at freedom. 2 of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirates which prevails shall then plunge into the shiver pool and return in glory.
Oh, already did that one. Is it done? No. Yes. Thank God. All right. A little bit short, but we just don't have enough time for anything else from this episode, and mainly, I don't want to get into anything major, because then this will go from a 25-minute episode to like an hour-long episode, and I need dinner. So,
Shell's actually gone off to make pancakes, like I said, which is totally acceptable. But, so we will be back to this series. That's fine. We will be back to this series properly, starting, I guess, with this episode and back to daily episodes. Weekends are always going to be a little bit shifty, so if we stumble and miss one or two, please understand. But I guess with this, hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.